Hello everyone, this is Aaron1912. As many of you know, since 2007 I have shared non-profit, historical and educational videos of the early 20th century. But in recent years, this platform has become saturated with clickbait, AI, fake historians and false information. They do it for the clicks and to make money from their monetized content. A few years ago, I noticed that people were taking my videos without permission and re-uploading them to their channels and taking the credit, and YouTube would do nothing about it. And then scammers and clickbait channels were taking my Titanic studies completely out of context and were willfully spreading false information for the clicks and to make money, and I reported them for spreading false information and defamation. But YouTube would do nothing about it. They only care about profit. So this platform is no longer an appropriate place to present non-profit, educational and respectable content. And so, after 18 years, I have decided to close my channel on the 6th of September. I used to correspond with Anita Page. She was my inspiration to create my channel in 2007, and so, as a fitting tribute to Anita, I will be closing my channel on the anniversary of her death. I wish to thank the viewers who watched and appreciated the videos that I have shared on my channel for the past 18 years. You have been my motivation, and I sincerely thank you and wish you well. And now, I wish to address the rest of this video to a YouTuber called Historic Travels. You were trolling false information about me for several years. Now, I made a video just for you over a year ago, but you never had the decency to respond. So I shall now respond to each of the accusations that you had made.
Aaron1912 is a guy who, he started off as just a guy who basically,
You haven't got a clue. You were just trying to make something up.
I don't know. I really don't know anything about it, but...
Exactly. I wish you could have made that point clear.
And then after the bow went down, the stern rose up. When the ship broke in half, he thinks that somehow, pretend my hand's the water, he thinks that somehow...
That is not the angle that I believe the ship broke. And if you had watched any of my Titanic videos, you would have known that.
The bow magically got buoyancy again, and then it came back up and then went down like that.
No, that is not what I believe, and that is not what I showed in any of my videos. All you had to do was watch my Titanic studies to understand what it is that I had actually shown. The exaggerated V-break that they showed and parroted to each other is not what I believe.
I don't know if you know this, but the internet is full of false information. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know that the internet is full of false information?
I already debunked the channels that were spreading false information, and it would help greatly if you could stop spreading it.
Hey Sam, do you know Aaron1912? No, I don't know him, but I am perfectly aware of Aaron1912, and we have talked about him a lot.
Aaron1912. Honestly, I am surprised that Brightside knows about him. So, Aaron1912 is such a troll.
No, I'm not a troll.
You know he makes fake YouTube channels, patting himself on the back.
No, mate. I only have one channel.
I may make a video in the future about people who twist the story of the Titanic around for their own financial gain. Aaron1912.
No, all of my content is non-profit. I have spent almost 40 years researching the Titanic. It is my heritage. I showed exactly what the survivors had said. That is why I go to the original source and I photographed the original Titanic documents. I have no interest in any Titanic theories. I showed exactly what the survivors had said.
I don't understand it. I don't understand what his goal was.
There is no goal, mate. When you genuinely appreciate and take pride in something, you do it with the utmost respect. There are thousands of documents that you have never seen. Try to be a wee bit more appreciative to those of us who present them, and for free. It's for your benefit, mate. You can find many of the survivor accounts on my playlist. I made a tutorial video just for you, and I would appreciate it if you could watch it. I also made a short video just for you. The information that you accumulated came from that video, which I have already debunked, and many clickbait channels just spread the false information for clicks and for money, and they manipulated children to target my channel with fake copyright claims, and I lost my channel. So I waited a few months and then returned, but it was clear the damage was done. I never debated with him, and he never debated with me. And I wish people would stop referencing that sketch every time they mention Aaron1912. That is not what I believe, and his own viewers came to me and apologized for his behavior. The survivor accounts I showed are not fake, and they're not taken out of context. And I did not manipulate anyone, mate. I showed what the survivors said regarding every aspect of the sinking, with all sources provided so that they themselves can do the research. And regardless of the trolls and the clickbait scammers, the survivor accounts will always remain the same. The Titanic's second officer, Charles Lightoller, said it best. One does occasionally meet cheap notoriety hounds that try to make capital out of dead men. It is not worth powder and shot. Neither do I find it worthwhile trying to refute a whole pack of lies. I know people do not like to keep remaking their animations again and again, and they find the survivor accounts that they were not aware of an inconvenience. They're only interested in promoting their content for the clicks and to make money. Now look at your channel. You monetize your content. You sell merchandise. And children give you money on your live streams. You don't provide your viewers with any kind of source of reference or tutorials. Come on, mate. You can't even find Northern Ireland on a map of Ireland. Now, if your insults were unintentional, then do the decent thing and tell your viewers that you were mistaken and misled by the same trolls who had misled Titanic animations, and that would be the end of the matter. There are so many topics that you could promote. I noticed that your viewers seem to have a misunderstanding about buoyancy. So, as a wee example, why don't you show them how a DD tank will float by raising a canvas sheet around its sides, which increases its buoyant force and allows it to float. Or you could discuss thermal stress, because that was the primary reason why the ship broke apart. And there is a very interesting report from 1956, which many people have never even read. I wish you would take the opportunity while you have it to watch my Titanic studies, which are available on my playlist. It's for your benefit, mate. I will be closing my channel in 1 month, and when that happens, 40 years of research will be gone. And if anyone wishes to download and share my Titanic videos, they have my permission to do so. I just hope they can be beneficial to someone who appreciates what the survivors had said. Thank you, and goodbye.